cold beer on a Friday night. Hell yeah. For the doctors here. Get away.
We're waiting for our next patient.
Bum, bum, bum. Yes, our first patient. Anyone get the fuck over here.
He said,
hey,
nope.
y'all come here. Hey, y'all come here real quick. Y'all come here. No, sorry, come here. Come here. I don't trust.
Oh, there's a body.
Oh, I remember.
Yes.
Your voice is very calming, Savage, just so you know.
I agree.
Like, I was like zeroed in. I was leaning forward to listen to you then because it was very calming. Like, you have a nice podcast voice. Yeah. Nice podcast voice.
Savvy, let's do a podcast. You and me.
No, Vinny. No.
That would be perfect.
Just Savage.
Savvy's low voice.
Vinny's been wanting to do a podcast for so long.
For years.
You should do it. Just do it.
No.
Like, nobody.
You should do it. You should do a true crime one, and then I'll listen to it.
A true crime one? No. There's so many.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I know, but I listen to them all, and I'm sick of hearing them all. So maybe if you made one, I'd listen to that.
I don't know what to do with my role. Like,
you know, you could make it even more authentic, Vinny. You could go around and become like a murderer or something, and tell stories that nobody else has heard.
True. See, now that's
and you'd have all this information from the inside, and be like, "My sources are none of your business, bitch."
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck
Rip,
up.
Hannah, what the hell? It's like the second time today, Art. Also, Julie, the fuck? Why are you awake?
bad. What do you mean why I'm awake? I joined last game.
It's supposed to be asleep, Julie.
It did. Now I'm here.
Alright. But yeah. Actually, the only true crime podcast that I listened to was Crime Junkies, was it?
You should try Case File. Yeah, I listen to Crime Junkies, but it's not as good. It's good, but it's not one of the best. You should listen to Case File. That's Australian, but also Murder with My Husband. They're American, and they're not too bad. I like the layout of how they do this.
That's adorable.
Ah, interesting. What are you guys laughing at? The fuck?
I'm Hannah.
Hannah, the fuck? Silence. It's actually kind of funny. I have a lot of suggestions. Wait, Lavi's in the game? Lavi, you're here.
Razor, gotta vote.
Why am I catching all these people so late? Oh yeah, one important thing, which is if you're bait during meetings, you gotta let your bait.
Oh my god.
Oh no, wait. What did you say?
If you get the role bait, you should say in the meetings that you're bait, because that will help everyone out.
Oh, I'm bait.
Oh, you are? Look at that. That's her.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that.
So, when you die, you make the imp self-report.
Oh.
So
try to get killed.
So yeah, just try to get killed. But do your testing.
Oh, I thought that's
the
what it
only
meant,
way
but why would I want people to know that?
Because
then we can know that if you're killed and you're reported.
Yeah, but if you guys know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait till the meeting. Like if you spawn in and you're bait, don't say shit. Tell them. Oh no, I was a clean bed, stingy. Rip.
Savvy.
I wasn't at I don't know what the fuck. It was probably nice. She's talking about true crime. I don't know. I feel like those are inspirational stories.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, also, can you talk to me about that trial you were following with that one guy?
Oh my god.
Was he representing himself? Is that true?
Yes, he was defending himself like an idiot. He chose not to have a lawyer. Like, he had a lawyer when the trial first started. Like, well, when all of the
charges first happened like months ago, and then he fired his lawyer, and the judge had to like test him and found him competent to stand trial for himself. And during this whole trial, this motherfucker was like just doing everything wrong because he's not a lawyer. He didn't know what he was doing, and it was 100% obvious. And like at one point, he showed the jury. He was like, okay, so he had to call witnesses and stuff. He was calling witnesses from like the parade where, because he was charged with.
Yeah,
and then he.
Yeah.
And
I know that even called them.
He was calling them up to the stand, and the families, and they were like, "I saw you."
How is that?
They were like, "I saw you driving the car." He's like, "Who was you? Who are you referring to when you say you?" And they're like, "You standing in front of me, Daryl Brooks." He's like, "I don't identify by that name. I don't know I don't know who that is." They're like,
"There's no way he was actually saying that."
That's literally what he was saying. And anytime somebody in court, like the judge, if she would say Mr. Brooks, he'd say, "Objection, I don't consent to be called that name." And he like was looking at his papers, and his name was printed in all caps on his papers. He's like, "I don't know who this is. I don't know anybody with all capital letters on their name named Daryl Brooks." And they're like, "We know it. Like, it's obviously you. Shut the fuck up." So every single day he would object to his name. Yes.
Oh my god.
And then he called people up to the stand, and like one of them, so he got into a fight with his ex-girlfriend / baby mama, and that's what led to him getting so mad that he and everything, like the cops took pictures of it. He called her up to the stand and was like, "I thought you weren't supposed to have any communication with Daryl Brooks while he's in jail." She's like, "I don't. What are you talking about? I have not had any contact with you." He pulls up some pictures and he's like, "Well, then how do you explain these?" Everybody's like, "Objection. You cannot just show her pictures. Like, you have to submit those as evidence." And he's like, "Well, I want to submit them as evidence." And they're like, "No, you're not allowed to." They're like, "We have no idea where those came from. You can't just say that that's evidence without proof. That is evidence."
He did like a whole dummies guide to.
He's just so stupid.
Oh my god.
He was just so dumb. And then he like threw papers in the trash. Like on the last couple days, they had like the jury instructions for like reading the verdicts and everything. He threw it in the trash. He was like, "I don't even care. I don't want to read it." And they're like, "No, we have to like go through it and make sure everything's okay." He's like, "No, I don't care. I don't want to." And he just threw it away. And the judge was asking him questions like, "Sir, do you agree with this? Do you want this amended? Do you," like, she's trying to be nice to him, and he's like, "I don't care. Are you talking to me? I didn't hear you. I don't understand the question." It was so annoying. He understood everything just fine, and then the moment something happens, he's like, "I don't understand."
That is kind of funny. Also,
I
was asleep and I fucking died at the table. Like. But let's see. Two people not done with task. Slackers. Also, yeah, I saw a video from some YouTuber streamer guy that I watch, and he was talking about it, and I'm like, there's no way this shit's going on. Like, I remember when that happened last year. Was it last year? I thought it was like 2 years ago.
Which one?
The shit that he did.
Oh, yeah, that was last year.
That was last year, right? The holidays, right? Like some Christmas shit.
Yeah, November. For a Christmas parade.
Oh, bitch. Well, I'm glad he's got like no representation
No.
at all. But like, he's not doing it.
No, he was so stupid, and he would try to sound so smart and be like he obviously looked at one book about law, because he would repeat the same stuff over and over. Like every single day when court started, he'd be like, "Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?" And she, like, the judge was like, what are you, like, we obviously have jurisdiction over this because it happened here in this city. And he'd be like, well, you haven't proven that you have the jurisdiction to preside over this case. And she'd be like, what? It happened here. We have the jurisdiction. So every single day he'd be like, you haven't addressed this. And she'd be like, yes, I did. And like, she gave a written order on it, and he'd be like, you haven't addressed it. And there was one point where she was like, sir, I'm not going to sit here and teach you law. Like, that's not my job.
Literally, though. Yeah, look at that new blood.
Okay, now this looks normal.
It does look normal. For me, at least. Well, are you serious? Oh, they found.
I mean, to be fair, I was going to also. Well, hey.